I'm with Galit here in Jerusalem. Now, how long have you lived in Jerusalem, Galit?
About 2 years. I live in the area of Jerusalem. It's a moshav next to Jerusalem, about 15 minutes away. It's called Moshav Neve Ilan.
And were you born here in the land of Israel?
Yes, I'm born and raised in Israel. I left Israel when I was 23, and I came back after 40, past 40.
Yeah.
Can.
And what do you do here in the land of Israel?
Right now, I'm working in Makor Tikva. It's a Messianic Jewish day school. I'm the administrator of the school, and I work full time. I'm taking care of the school and all the things that have to be done here.
And do you have many Messianic children here in the school?
Yes, we have about 100 children from ages 6 to 14. And yeah, we take care of them. We try to raise them good Messianic, knowing the Bible, the New Testament, encouraging them, praying for them, and try to solve, problems together.
Is it easy being a Messianic child here in the land?
Child? I don't know. I wasn't a child as a believer, but I think it's pretty easy because I think the Messianic church, the Messianic community is very protective, sometimes even overprotective, but it's like you're growing up in a very closed community and you always have friends. You always have people that you know from the congregation, from conferences, all kind of activities for youth and children during the vacation. So you grow up very protected socially.
What about being a Messianic child in the public school? Is that difficult?
I believe it's more difficult because you're different. But I send my son, I send him to a public school because he's going to be with some Messianic kids there. And I just think that it's also important that we get them exposed to the rest of the nation.
Yeah.
Can.
So it must be exciting for you working in a Christian school and seeing the children growing up in the Lord.
Yes, it's very exciting. It's exciting, but it's also hard a little bit because not always the school is functioning according to how you think Messianic schools should function or how you think Messianic teachers should act or behave or react. So it's not always easy, but it's very encouraging to see that children are growing in the Lord. Can.
So when did you become a believer in Yeshua?
I became a believer in Yeshua 10 years ago in United States. I actually heard about Yeshua 10 years previously from my sister, my older sister who met Yeshua in Australia. And I ran away from the Lord. I ran away from him. And for 10 years, I messed up. I did a lot of silly things until I met him in the Rainbow Gathering. It's a national hippie gathering in America, and that's how I met him.
And how did that change your life?
Oh, it changed my life completely. Yeah. I was rootless. I didn't have any roots. I didn't know what I believed in. I was very confused. I did drugs. I was reading all kind of new age stuff, and I was going all over all directions just to see where God was. And eventually, when Jesus came to me, it's like everything vanished, and I was a new creation again. I was an empty vessel, and he just poured in me his love and his truth, and I was completely brought free from the captivity that I was in, mamash.
Now, is there a big New Age movement here in Israel?
Oh yeah, big. It's huge. Yeah, it's starting now from high school. I think kids are starting to smoke pot, and it opens their mind to different realities and lies and all the parties and all the talk, even on television, even in the media. You see that people really talk New Agey. It's like that language, and Kabbalah is very strong, and Kabbalah is also New Age for me because I've been in the Kabbalah and I've been in the Eastern philosophies, and I've been in drugs, and I've been in the New Age, and I've been in all of them, and I know they're all the same.
What is Kabbalah? Because I know that Madonna is very much into that as well, isn't she?
And Kabbalah, it's Torat Anistar, means that it's what's hidden. You know, it's like a philosophy about the hidden secrets of God. It's like the secrets that God did not reveal in the Bible. There's something hidden, and it's called the Zohar. The book of the Kabbalah is called the Zohar, and it's a lot of witchcraft, reincarnation, magic, using like very secretive names of God in order to heal, or using crystals in different parts of the body, chakras and stuff. It's all like the Eastern philosophies. And yeah, so the Kabbalah is actually being a Jew that really believes in Eastern philosophy, but they don't know it. Yeah. So yeah.
Is this very big in Israel?
It's big amongst the religious, the religion movement. Yeah.
So really, Israelis are really looking for something spiritual, and they are really actually seeking an answer at the moment.
Oh, yes. They're very seeking the spiritual realm, whether it's drugs, whether it's New Age, whether it's Kabbalah, even you know, they're calling it Chazara B'Tshuva, which means repentance, but they are actually repenting to the religion. They're becoming very religious. And so it's because they really want God, but they don't know where God is, so they find him in religion, in all these different mitzvahs that they have to do, and keeping the Shabbat, and keeping kosher, and separating dairy and meat, and all that keeps them maybe thinking that this is God, you know.
So in some ways it's a bit of trying to obey rules and regulations rather than grace. So it's thinking you're better than everybody else because you're keeping a law and keeping a religion.
Exactly. Yeah. Can which is easier. In a way, it's easier than when we follow God. It's like we have to change our hearts, not only to change our life. You know what I mean? It's like we become a new creation. The old one has passed away. We have to die to ourselves, and we have to become a new creation and really believe God and really trust that God talks to us and directs us and guides our path. And sometimes we go without really hearing him, but we know that he talked. And for religious, I think it's easier because they have the book and they do what the book tells them to do, and that's it. They're done with it, you know. They don't really have to be completely new in their hearts. It's, they can still smoke, they can still smoke pot, they can still speak profane words, but they keep the Shabbat, and they keep the kosher, and they're okay. They'll get to heaven.
So you've been a believer for 10 years. Is your whole family a believer now, or just you?
My older sister, who came to the Lord 10 years before me, she kept on praying and praying and praying. And then my younger sister and my younger brother came after me, a year after me, when they saw that I came to Jesus. Yeah. I was in the main rebellious, child. Yeah. When I came to the Lord, it's like I opened the door for them. Yeah. And then just the younger brother is still out there in the world, seeking.
So do you think it's the power of prayer and a testimony that's really bringing your whole family to Jesus?
And of course, amen. Yeah, I remember how I saw my sister, my older sister, even though I was very far away from faith, I was very far away from accepting what she was saying. I didn't really understand what Messiah ought to be and why Jesus has to be the Messiah. I didn't really understand that, but the testimony of her life and the way she was modest, walking with God, and just see the blessings everywhere in her life, I knew that was the truth. And when I was in the Kabbalah, I remember my young brother, he said, "Oh, now I'm going to lose another sister to the religion, and now you're going to become religious." And I said, "Don't worry. I'll become like Limor, who was my first sister, my older sister. I'll become like Limor before I become religious." So it's like I knew that the Lord is the way.
So is it easy being a believer here in Israel?
It's easier in the sense that the congregation, the Messianic congregation, is very... It's hugging, it's tight, it's taking care of you, it's protective, it's always wanting to know how you're doing and what do you need, and you know everybody, and it's because it's very small, so you go to conferences and you just get to know people much easier and more open. Whereas in the States, everybody's Christian, but it's not the same. It's like to find the real, those that are really walking in the Spirit like you, or that really believe in the Lord like you, that have revelation about Israel. It's not as easy. So it's not as easy to find friends. And here it's just, yeah.
So which congregation are you a member of here?
Ahavat Yeshua. It's Asher Intrators congregation. I just felt the Lord was leading me there. I felt touched when I visit them. And it's in Jerusalem. Yeah, and they're looking forward for a breakthrough in the Spirit, and that's what I'm after.
So how is the Messianic Church here in Israel at the moment?
At the moment, the whole body, you mean? I think they're a bit poor in spirit. They don't really have a revelation of how to really let go and let the Spirit come in and guide the meetings and guide the worship, and just it's still very shy, very closed up, not so free. But I think the direction is to find that freedom in some of them, yeah, in some keilot, some congregations. So it's good. That's what's encouraging, but needs a lot of prayer.
And what's your prayer finally for this nation and for the Jewish people?
To come to the Lord, to meet Yeshua, to let go of all the idols of religion, idols of foreign philosophies and foreign religions, and idols of egoism and self and false teachings. Yeah, it's like Israel really needs to get rid of all the idols. That's the biggest prayer I have in my heart, and that they will come to the Lord free. Can.
Okay, Galit, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks.